Having seen now the big picture problem solving process in the first lesson of this module, and then applying that process to the application of habit change in the second lesson, we will now wrap up this module with a one-page set of prompts that will help you weave visual note-taking into whatever problems you find yourself working on. So let's get into the one-page process summary for problem solving. We're going to start verbal before going visual. The first prompt is to, in one sentence, just one, describe your current situation. And then, again, in just one sentence, describe your desired outcome. Think of these first two prompts as the zoomed out view of the problem that you're working on. The one-sentence constraint forces you to think about what is most important regarding where you are and where you want to go. After writing each of those sentences, we can begin to explore the problem more deeply as we enter the 5-stage process. In the first stage, your task is to sketch out your current situation. I recommend a scene or a diagram here rather than individual icons because what you want to get at are the relationships between the different elements that make up your current situation. In stage 2, you will sketch out your desired outcome. Again, I recommend a scene or a diagram with enough detail so that you're clear about what you're working toward, and also so that you will know when you have arrived at that outcome. Vague goals can lead to a never-ending process, so you want to define for yourself when you know your work is done. Stages 3 and 4 go hand in hand. During stage 3, you sketch out the steps that will take you from your current situation to your desired outcome. The number and detail of those steps will depend, of course, on the complexity of the problem. What you're shooting for with these steps is making as smooth a transition as possible from your current situation to your desired outcome. Once you feel good about the steps that you have in place, create for yourself a visual accountability tool, something that will keep you on track while carrying out those steps. The danger once you begin walking is to lose sight of the bigger picture. Your visual accountability tool will make sure that doesn't happen. Use it as you carry out those steps. Now, no matter how much planning and prep you do, where those steps ultimately take you may or may not be your desired outcome. In stage 5, you ask yourself the question, did your steps take you where you wanted to go? And how could you refine them for the next time that you face this problem or a similar one? This final stage of reflection and refinement is the easiest to overlook, but it's also the most important one for continual improvement of your problem-solving process. Now, depending on the problem that you're working on, you may or may not be able to fit your responses to these prompts all on one page. With that in mind, I have added 2 resources below. You will find a one-page version of these prompts, as well as a version where each prompt gets its own page, so that you can have more space to sketch out your responses. Now it's your turn to put these ideas to the test. Take a look at the 2 lists that you created throughout this module. The first, a list of problems that you would like to solve, and the second, a list of habits that you would like to develop. Pick just one item from those lists and use the resources below to give this visual problem-solving process a go. Be sure to keep us updated in the forums on what you're learning and how your process evolves. I will see you in the next module.